So as I've been showing you for the last few days, maybe a week, got this old walnut tree out of here. So now sorry for the sunlight, but now the power lines, I don't have to worry about that tree running into power lines. My big concern was having to move this camper. I think it's permanently stuck here. I don't think it's ever going to move. It's on a huge hill. I know it's hard to see the hill. People don't seem to grasp the size of this hill. But the guy that brought it over here, I told him, and I'm not blaming him, but I told him to come around here and make one shot at it. Well, he did, and he got up to where I wanted it. But the camper was a little crooked, so he, I guess, wanted to straighten it up. So he put it in reverse and backed it down the hill so he could get a straight up run to it. Well, as soon as he did, he spun his tires. He's got four-wheel drive, but it didn't go. So I think the only way to get it up here is if I got a tractor, hire someone with a tractor, which is possible. But then Carolyn said she liked it here. So as you may know, I have to keep an easement. And now I know, as a matter of fact, I just did a community tab poll asking people what do they consider off-grid. No public utilities, living in the mountains, in a cabin, no utilities, living in a tent in the woods, living in a cabin in Alaska, no utilities. And I really did expect people to say everything but no public utilities. I thought they would say tent or cabins or whatever. Turned out 84% of the people believe that if you live off-grid, it just means you're not hooked up to public utilities. Which is funny because I get a lot of comments telling me that I don't live off-grid because you got power lines running through your yard. That's not off-grid. You got neighbors. There's cars in your area. You don't live on the moon. So I always assumed that people would think I wasn't off-grid. But anyway, I have to keep this easement, which made the property much cheaper. Well, with that tree growing towards the power lines, the electric company was going to come out eventually and want to trim it up. Well, I doubt if they want to trim it up with it, the tree and power lines hanging over the camper. I just didn't see it happening, so I decided to cut it down. Well, I got a quote from a guy to cut the tree down, $750 to cut a tree down. Now think about this. I can buy a cord of firewood, which is basically 3 trees the same size. It's split. It's cut up into logs, it's split. I can get that for about 300 bucks. 3 trees, so 100 bucks a tree. This guy wanted to charge me 750. So, nah. But you can kind of tell how much it's off in a hill. I got all these blocks holding it up. The tires are completely off the ground here. And then it's so far up the hill, the tongue has to sit on the ground. So this is a massive hill. But so I don't want to move it. Utility company would have made me move it if they had to come trim the tree. So I'm glad it's down. And I'll put up next box to a video where I was cutting down the limbs to get this down. Well, now I'm just kind of cleaning up the yard. So today, I want to get these piles moved. I'm going to have to cut the grass pretty soon. I want to get this all cleaned up. I showed you just a while back, I got a steel, whatever you want to call it, weed whacker for $50 that would bog down when you hit the throttle. Well, I just made a carburetor adjustment and I was able to somewhat clean this up today, or yesterday I should say. I know it doesn't look it, but there's a lot of garbage here, and so I'm happy that thing runs. So what I'm going to do to move this, I'm going to move it with the lawnmower. What I'm going to try to do is run this underneath the pile and then tie a strap off on the end here and then pull that strap back through. And I'm going to strap the whole pile. I'm going to grab the lawnmower and I'm going to pull it over to the pile. Should save me some walking, I hope. If it doesn't work, then I'll just walk it like I thought I'd have to anyways. If this will work, but if it doesn't work, I can at least do the other pile. It's a little smaller. I'm going to give it a running start, so I'm going to back it up. It worked. over here and just wrap it around. That way I don't have to dodge the barrel and all that, or I don't have to move the barrel. Okay, so it's all cleaned up. The tree's gone. That tree is still bleeding. Just dumping water out. Almost makes me feel bad about it. So that went pretty good. I would say maybe out here an hour and it's all cleaned up. It would have taken me a lot longer carrying the branches over. And then probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 hours. And then I mean, it dropped some, but overall it wasn't bad at all. And now I get the amazing job of splitting it. Now I only have a maul to split it, so I just come out and do a log or two at a time, and that'll be it. So just so you know what walnut looks like, that's walnut. I know everybody wants me to save the walnut and sell it, but it's worth more to me for firewood than it is to get a trailer and try to move it someplace. So we'll split that up and stack it up, give it a year to dry, and we'll have firewood. So if you'll click this up next box to take you to a video where I was cutting down that tree. So I hope I can inspire you. Take your time, sing live your dreams. Thanks for watching.